As Morocco and France prepare to battle each other on the football pitch, there has been decades of history colliding. Wednesday's face-off between the Atlas Lions and Las Blues will be about more than just football, reviving old colonial wounds and fueling identity debates. Saturday night was both exhilarating and confusing for most French nationals that are descendants from Morocco. Morocco and France had just advanced to the World Cup semi-finals, setting the stage for a showdown on Wednesday, and they need to decide which team to support, their country of descent or their country of birth. It's a decision that will come with some controversy because if they choose the country they were born in, which would be France, they would be turning their backs on Morocco, their true home. On Wednesday, the 14th of December 2022, Morocco and its former colonizer France will face off in a World Cup semi-final, the first time the two sides meet in a football contest outside of friendly games and exhibition matches. But a long and complex history and present shadows relationships between the nations separated by the Mediterranean Sea. Wednesday's face-off between France and Morocco will be more than just about football. From their past colonial ties to contemporary waves of immigration, the two nations are intertwined by a century-old shared history and culture. There is great hope that these bonds, embodied by a vast community of dual nationals, will give the game a fraternal tone. But there is also fear that France's uneasy relationship with its North African population might make it frosty. Worries are especially high that in a country where the right has long stoked fears that Muslim immigrants threaten the fabric of French life, the game, whatever the outcome, will be overshadowed by politics. There are more than 780,000 people of Moroccan origin in France, according to the French Institute of Statistics and Economic Studies, and a recent visa dispute has made it difficult for relatives in Morocco to visit them. French President Emmanuel Macron, whose government introduced the visa restrictions, is expected to be in the stands during the semi-final clash. If the Moroccan side in their first ever World Cup semi-final needed extra inspiration against France, they have more than a century of history to dip into. France signed the Treaty of Fez with Moroccan Sultan Abdul Hafiz in 1912, officially making Morocco a French protectorate and spending the subsequent years establishing a colony there. During World War I, France conscripted more than 40,000 Moroccan soldiers to fight in its colonial army. But anti-colonial resentment against France was growing and gained further ground during World War II, a period that saw many former European colonies achieve independence. In 1944, the newly formed Istiklal Party issued a proclamation of independence for Morocco. In 1952, an anti-colonial uprising in Casablanca was violently repressed by French authorities, who subsequently outlawed the Moroccan Communist and Istiklal parties and exiled Sultan Mohammed V to Madagascar. This move galvanized resistance to colonial rule further and, eventually, France allowed Mohammed V to return to Morocco. The Sultan declared independence on the 18th of November 1955, and the French protectorate ended in March 1956. Morocco's journey to the World Cup semi-finals has all the makings of a fairy tale. Game after game in Qatar, the unfancied North African side improbably swept past favoured opponents, surging to victory with tenacity, bravado, and no shortage of talent. Their triumph have led to moments of transcendence, scenes of joyous celebrations in cities across Morocco and beyond, as the Atlas Lions became the cause of celebration for the Middle East, the Arab world, and North Africa. In Doha, the main staging ground of the tournament, the first African and Arab team to reach this stage of the World Cup are the toast of the town. In European capitals, a broader immigrant North African diaspora has taken to the streets to cheer their success. In the stadiums, Morocco's work ethic and determination, as well as their bravery of numerous players playing through their injuries, has been matched by their perceived sweetness and kindness. Some of the most viral videos of the World Cup are of Moroccan players embracing and dancing with their mothers on the pitch after a victory. Morocco's underdog heroism has been epitomized by its coach, Walid Regragui, who took over the national team this past August after a successful career at the domestic level, ahead of Morocco's epic semi-final clash with France on Wednesday. Regragui has cast his team as the proverbial good guys in a Hollywood drama by saying, "We have made our people and our continent so happy and proud." When you watch Rocky, you want to support Rocky Balboa, and I think we are the Rocky of the World Cup. I think now the world is with Morocco. But it's honestly not just feel-good sporting vibes that are driving support for Morocco. On its way to the precipice of a World Cup final, Morocco has defeated a succession of European powerhouses. First Belgium, then a cross-strait neighbor Spain, and finally Portugal in the quarter-finals. Now, Morocco is set to meet France, which controlled the North African nation as a protectorate for more than 4 decades in the first half of the 20th century. For a lot of people from the Middle East, Africa, and the broader decolonized world, the Moroccan team is fighting a symbolic war. The big irony, however, is that France's team itself is a reflection of multiculturalism that makes the French establishment uncomfortable. The team is largely drawn from African and Arab immigrant communities with connections to France's former colonies, and over the years, its success has been seen as a valediction of French integration and its failures as an indictment on the separatist tendencies of certain minorities. As the French striker Karim Benzema has famously said, "If I score, I'm French. If I don't, I'm Arab." The current Moroccan and French teams are no strangers to each other. Some of the players on both sides grew up in the same neighborhoods, turn up for the same super clubs, and indulge in the same gaudy lifestyles of the football super rich. Be that as it may, no matter the outcome, both nations deserve their spot in the semi-finals. Both nations have fought tremendously hard to reach this spot specifically. Even though Morocco has grasped the world's interest and has triumphed in a situation where nobody has expected them to be in, the world's football audience will be captivated by this semi-final.